In today's video, we are jumping back into one of the best Minecraft SCP mods available, adding in a ton of different SCPs, from the safe class all the way to ones you really don't want to run into. So let's just jump straight into it. And we are back with some more SCP stuff. And considering that this was one of the first ever horror mods that I ever checked out on the channel way back in the day, and with it recently being updated to 1.20, I thought, let's check it out. And just like that original video, I thought it was only right that we actually build our own SCP facility with 3 different sections. The first area containing all the safe SCPs, then we've got the next stage up, which is the Euclid ones. And then the final one, we have Keter or Keter, which, yeah, I always seem to mess up the pronunciation of that one, but I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments will let me know. And I will quickly say that all the decorations and the desks and all this other stuff isn't actually part of the SCP mod, but this decor mod fits way too well with the SCP stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into our first batch of SCPs, which are the safe ones right here. And a lot of the safe class ones I decided to pick are actually objects or things that are actually found and then contained normally. So starting us off right here on the left, we do have SCP-207. And you can see with this mod that it actually gives you a whole explanation on what these things are, so you're not completely clueless like I am half the time. So this one right here is a glass bottle of cola that grants extreme speed and energy to anyone who drinks them, but rapidly destroys the body over time. So if I was to go into survival mode right here and give this a drink, we actually get the cola bottle effect for 5 minutes. We get insomnia, speed 2, haste, and strength. So you actually get a bunch of different stuff, but obviously, like it says, the more that you actually drink these cola bottles, the more it's gonna, just destroy you slowly over time. And even if you tried using milk to actually get rid of some of the effects right here, you'll still be left with the SCP effect right there, as well as the insomnia. So you're pretty much only gonna be getting rid of the speed and the strength and basically everything that you'd use this for. We also have SCPs like the SCP-500 right here, which I'm pretty sure if we go ahead and right click this, we'll be given the actual SCP, which is a red pill that cures almost any ailment. So realistically, this should take away all the effects that we actually have here. Oh, I think I probably just ate about 5 of them. There we go, we've got no more effects, so probably best to have this nearby if you don't want any of the other effects popping off. Another really SCP that we have is this one right here, SCP-268, and this one's probably the most simple one that's actually in the mod, as it's pretty much just a hat that makes you invisible. And you can see that when we throw this on, it's like a newspaper boy cap type style right here, and that actually gives you the choice to toggle this on and off, so you can become pretty much completely invisible, apart from, the hat. So if you wanted to deliver newspapers and just be stealthy about it, yeah, this is probably the one for you. And you can see right there that this is just infinite, it will never actually run out. So yeah, not something that's going to harm you or anything, but just something pretty damn cool. Up next, we have a bucket which is filled with the water from the Fountain of Youth, as you see right there. And you can imagine that as soon as we actually step in this, we're going to get regen and all that good stuff. So if we go in survival mode, you can see that we actually get a whole nother row of hearts right there, as well as a health boost 5 buff that goes on more than an hour. We get the all-time classic SCP pizza box that just keeps throwing out pizza whenever you need it. So again, nothing too crazy, but just really cool to have. And I'm pretty sure that the pizza can actually be randomized on what flavor you sort of get, so we keep getting the cheese one. But taking a look in the actual menu here, we've got so many different varieties that it could actually throw out, including that one, which, yeah, doesn't sound too great. And then finally for the safe class, we have this dude right here, which is SCP-983, also known as the birthday monkey, which will activate on someone's birthday and forces them to sing along. And so far, I don't actually know how this thing works in terms of it figuring out when your birthday is, but I'm sure one day it will just pop up and start singing. So yeah, just be careful of that. And I will quickly mention that this is only a handful of some of the SCPs that I checked out. As like the title said, this adds a lot of SCPs. It's not just a couple, it's quite a lot. And they're still adding more and more every time. So let's go ahead and move on to something a little bit more scary, aka the Euclid class right here. And this is where you're probably going to see a bunch of the most recognizable SCPs that we all know and love. Starting off with 173, aka the sculpture right here. Look how messed up this guy looks. And you can see that this dude's actually had a crazy redesign. Why is he coming out the glass like that? Oh, that's horrible. He's frozen in that position. That's awful. But a little bit of a background on 173, also known as the sculpture or peanut. And this is a murderous sculpture that moves only when unseen, snapping necks in an instant. Meaning that if we actually place this thing in the hallway, let's say, and then we went ahead and turned around, yep, that's gonna happen right there. Oh my god, it's right there next to me. Oh my god. So basically, if you manage to catch him actually grabbing you just before he kills you, you're pretty much gonna be locked right next to him. So then you desperately need somebody to come and help you actually, look at this thing so you can just get away safely. The next SCP is another classic one, and you'll definitely recognize it. It is 049, the Plague Doctor. And I definitely remember checking this guy out in the 1.16.5 version of the mod, and he's definitely had a bit of a redesign. He looks so sick standing there. And I'm pretty sure if we go in survival mode right here, I'm not sure if he's actually aggressive straight off the bat. I think he might be pretty chill, honestly. Yeah, he's just gonna go for a stroll. Okay. As yeah, I'm pretty sure that I read once that they actually helps the Foundation come up with cures and stuff like that. So if we go ahead and drop a villager in here, we're basically doing our own SCP testing right here. I can't lie. Let me see if I can get this dude to do what he does best. Let's have a look. Let's give him a punch. There we go. So he's basically just gonna be following us around like that, trying to cure us or whatever that means. And yeah, the Plague Doctor will basically just never stop. But realistically, yeah, the villager over there is just gonna be chilling. And when this dude actually touches you, There you go right there. We get the suffocation, we get the locks, pretty much the same as the last ones. And there we go right there. And then, you know, after killing you, he's just going to go back to being super chill. But in the place of a player, there will be this thing right here, which is SCP-049-2, which hovering over it, it does say that it is a reanimated corpse. So it's like a zombie that actually is controlled by the Plague Doctor. And yeah, I'm hoping at some point that the Plague Doctor actually goes after like NPCs like villagers and stuff like that. Just so that way the Plague Doctor can actually have like a full-on army to control. I think that would be really, really sick. And yeah, just the breathing of this dude is so creepy. Like if you were to hear this in like a cave or something, yeah, that's messed up. The last Euclid SCP I want to show you guys is right here. And you might be thinking, there's literally nothing in there. And this SCP is actually pretty creepy to think about. So you see, if I use these night vision goggles right here, and then we go ahead and press K to activate these, there you go right there. You'll see that there's actually 2 of these guys in this cell right here. And you can't actually see them at all without like infrared or night vision or anything like that. They're just like super creepy little creatures. Look at that. And these guys right here are SCP-966, also known as the Sleep Killers. Kind of makes sense that you can't see them without, you know, night vision or anything like that, since they are just going to be hanging around. But yeah, what's really cool about these guys is that they don't actually directly harm you or anything like that. But what they do is they actually lurk around where you would normally sleep and basically make it that you'll never actually be able to sleep with these guys around. So you'll always need a pair of night vision goggles to figure out where these guys are hiding, because otherwise you're just going to be driven to exhaustion and then later on just honestly just going completely insane. And I will say the whole night vision goggle thing is really, really sick just to use like on its own. Like it looks so sick. Even with shaders on, it looks completely fine. So that right there is a couple of the Euclid class. Nowhere near all of the ones in this mod. There are absolutely tons of these things. But finally, I do want to show you guys the Keter ones, or Keter. You know, this is just going to be an ongoing problem at this point. So if we go ahead and walk into the maximum security area right here, and yeah, I will say that containing SCPs should definitely not be done like this, where they can, you know, just see everything around them and be right next to each other. But, you know, for the sake of the video, it works. And so one of the SCPs that belong in this category that you'll definitely recognize is the old man right there. And this dude right here does not mess about and is also extremely creepy. And you can see when hovering over this that this is a decaying humanoid entity that corrodes everything it touches, which is pretty much that stuff that it's leaving behind right there. And this SCP also has the chance to actually teleport you into his own pocket dimension, which hopefully we can actually access today. And if I was to go in survival mode right here, I'm pretty sure nothing can actually contain this dude. Like, I'm pretty sure he can just, like, you know, blend through stuff and just phase through anything that he wants to. So you can see right there that he's leaving a trail of decay just anywhere he goes. So realistically, if you're hunting this guy down to, you know, contain him or anything like that, just look for this goo stuff and you'll pretty much find him every time. And you can see that when he does attack you, we do get like the blindness, the wither effect, and we are extremely slow. And yeah, I don't think we're going to get teleported to the pocket dimension this time, but either way, there you go. Is he still in it? Yeah, he's still in here. Okay, he's just making a mess about the whole place. But if you know SCP-106 and you know the stories about the old man and all that stuff, this dude, it does not mess around. Like, probably one of the creepiest SCPs that you can actually run into out there. So before we get onto this giant containment cell right here, I do want to show you guys this SCP right here, which I actually had no idea existed. This is a completely brand new one to me. But this is SCP-094, also known as the Mini Event Horizon. And this thing behind me is basically just a black hole. And I'm pretty sure in the future this thing is going to be a lot harder to contain rather than just a glass box, as I'm hoping that it will actually slowly start, like, you know, eating all the blocks around it. But for now, if we go in survival mode, you're going to be pretty chill until you actually get near the event horizon of this thing. And there you go. You're basically just going to be spaghettified, and that's it. Oh. But it does play really, really creepy sounds. Like, just thinking about how this thing exists is just creepy by itself. And yeah, there's just no light coming off of it at all. It's just completely dark right there. Yeah, definitely one of the eeriest SCPs. Yeah, definitely an unsettling SCP, but this next one's pretty deadly. And that is because right at the end of the hallway right here, the giant containment cell, as you can probably hear it already, this is SCP-682, also known as the hard to kill reptile. And this thing is just absolutely manic. Like, just look at that face right there. Like, that is absolutely horrific, the way that it shakes as well. So let's go ahead and go in survival mode right here. Let's see if we can actually get it to, like, run over here. Let's have a look. Let's break that glass. Oh yeah, here he goes. Like, look at that speed already. Oh my god, yeah, you do not want to be near this thing. And yeah, as the name implies, this thing is basically completely indestructible to everything that the Foundation has actually thrown at this thing. Like, look at that. You can even see, like, his ribs, like, poking out. Like, that is so creepy. And yeah, as you can see right here, it says, a massive, highly intelligent reptilian creature with extreme hatred for all life and an unparalleled ability to adapt and survive. So yeah, this thing's main goal is literally just to kill, destroy, and everything in between. Imagine you're just walking through like a swamp and you just hear like the footsteps of this thing. Like, oh my god. And like I've been saying throughout the whole video, like, this is nowhere near the actual full amount of SCPs that are in this mod, because we also have pretty much all these guys right here. We have like the little blob, we have these little eyebot thingies, We have the flamingos. We have this thing. We even have Bigfoot in here as well. Like, this is what I mean. Like, there are so many SCPs just in one mod right here. And I will say that one of the SCPs that I'm most looking forward to is actually having the Red Sea object, which if you don't know about, basically transport you to like another timeline or like another dimension where you can find these things right here. The dude on the thumbnail, this is where we got it from. And yeah, these guys are absolutely terrifying. You see, if I go in survival right here, like this is just, oh, that is awful. Like, look at that. I hate that. So I'm really hoping with the next update, we have the Red Sea object. We have things like the Shy Guy, which would be really, really cool to see an updated version of him. But for now, that is going to cut it on a short little glimpse at this mod being in 1.20. And I'm really happy that I got to be able to check this mod out again, considering that it was one of the first ever videos I did. But yeah, if you're looking for an SCP mod that adds in like an absolute ton of these guys, definitely give this mod a look. It's really, really cool. Along with the mod that I've been using for the furniture and all the doors and stuff like that, which is actually called Doomsday Decor. Bigfoot is still in here somehow. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.